Good morning and welcome to Dad Bod Trading, the most boring, average, and normal trading that you will ever find on YouTube. So I'm going to hit the intro here and I will be right back. Bravo, bravo. Jolly good show. So, welcome back. It is Wednesday, my dudes, and we are taking a look at Overstock. We're taking a look at Lowe's, both of which had earnings. Oh, and I should say, when I say welcome, I should say welcome to Dad Bod Trading, the most average, boring, and normal trading that you will find on YouTube, because I'm just a normal guy that, yes, does have a dad bod. And I'm about a year and a few months into my trading journey. Still trying to figure things out. I'm paper trading, mostly observing and watching the market for around an hour here in the morning. So thanks for joining me if you are. thanks for being here. And also, thanks for watching. If you see this later on, I appreciate it. So, still trying to figure out all of the streaming stuff here. We have Discord going. Check the comments, live comments, for the link to our Discord area. And then, or feel free to just chat in the live chat. And if I notice your comments, I will try to respond to them, whether it be a comment or a commentary or question. I will do my best to answer. And I might just ignore it. Not intentionally, but just because I'm that kind of person. So, okay, so let's get into our watch list here. So we've got all kinds of lovely stuff happening, around the world with Ukraine and inflation and the Fed hiking up interest rates, blah, blah, blah. Nothing new under the sun, but just because it's not new doesn't mean it doesn't affect the price of the market and price action, all that good stuff. So let's take a look at some of our scans here. We have a couple things of interest. I have it sorted by volume. Of course, we have Overstock, which had some good earnings. We also have a couple Bitcoin plays. We have Mara and Riot. We also have Lowe's. Barclays, sometimes that's been a runner in the past, but I think it's kind of, if I remember right, it's kind of beat down. BGS. So, yeah, I mean, it's just kind of whatever. So, back over here. Yeah. Let's go back over to, let's check out Overstock, see what we can find here. Okay, so we are coming up into the bottom of this channel here on the daily chart. We have some good price action here. We have support, pre-market support around 44. Let's see what this ends up being. I'm going to call it 44.50. I really wish it would have waited a little bit, but hey, that's fine, whatever. We had a pre-market resistance here-ish. Let's see, 50, yeah. And it is just going hog wild, which is awesome. So we're almost up to 47. What we are looking for is, so 47 is here. That's the bottom of this channel. We'll see if that turns into resistance. So again, when you have a pattern, a chart pattern here, the bottom of it is what we call support, because it supports the stock as it goes down. At the top, you have resistance, because it resists it going back up. And oftentimes, when you have a channel like this, you will have the lower part of the channel, which is support. After that is broken, and it trends downward. When it comes back up to rebound, that is going to, oftentimes, the support becomes resistance. So that's why I'm saying, okay, we want to see where we want to find these areas so that we can better determine where to take our profits. All right, so it looks like we're about spot on there. So it bounced off of there, the 46.87. Of course, that's based off of this little candle here. Yeah, so we would like it to get above there. It would be awesome if it could break 50. If it could break 50 today, then I think we could have some interesting stuff happen. But then again, 2022 has not really been the year of the breakouts, unfortunately. it has been kind of subdued. Like, I don't know. There's that, and yeah. So what I'm doing here is I'm trying to figure out where in the chart, days ago, weeks ago, trying to find out why this became support, why this became resistance in the pre-market. So the price went up, jacked all the way up to 45.85, came back down to this about 44.50-ish area. And so I want to look back on this chart here and see, okay, what other days did it tick and hit 44.50? And we have 2 days where we had the low was exactly 44.49 and the close was 44.64. So within that 44.50-ish range. We also have this one that had the low of 44.71. So, or 74, I should say. So that one's a little bit lower, higher. But you can see there is support there. There's some support up above here around 45. So usually whole numbers and half numbers act as support because that's where people put their orders at. It's just easier that way. It's easier to put a buy order, say, okay, if it gets down to 44.50, I'm just going to put my order there and I'll buy it when it gets down to there, So, all right. So Overstock, based off the chart, we want it to break this high of the morning. I think it's probably going to remain bullish above 45. If we can hold above 45, we're going to be bullish the rest of the day. Let's see how that compares to some of the other people, what they're thinking. I don't see anybody mentioning Overstock, so that's weird. That's weird. Ba-dum-ba-dum-bum. But people are talking about lows. Okay, so I'm going to put Overstock on there. Oh, hey, what did Macy's do the other day? Oh, it died. Nice. Huh. Okay. Nice. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and check out Lowe's then and see what Lowe's is all about. They had earnings. Trading higher. After the company reported better than expected Q4 EPS and sales results and raised their sales guidance above estimates. So good for them. That's awesome. That's good news. It's unfortunate that it crashed so much yesterday, but we will see. We'll have to see if they can get back into this channel here. Looks like people are calling for a retracement of the low. If it goes below 21, 221, right there. Oh, it needs to remain above 221 support for retracement higher. Okay, so that's what they were talking about for the retracement. So yeah, okay. That makes sense. I was wondering why you would want to short this since it had such good earnings. That just doesn't make much sense to me. Let's see here. All right. So we're going to watch that. We're looking for breakout patterns. This is up. What is it up? About 4%? 5%? No, where is it? Yeah, about 4%. And so this would definitely be a candidate for our gap strategy. So again, we want to note the low and the high and the low of the first 2-minute candle. The initial stop is the high or low of that candle. The entry is above or below that candle. And the target is based off of prior price action, support, and resistance. So our criteria is going to be gaps 4 to 5%, which this definitely is. Volume of 250,000. It's not quite there. But it's getting there, you know. A spread of 1 to 5 cents. Kind of, it's not the greatest spread. It's kind of expensive, but hey, paper trading, right? So we will see. So once the third candle is formed, we're going to move the stop to previous candle low or high and protect the profits at whole numbers and half numbers, support and resistance, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so we know we have some resistance up here from the previous day's price action. It actually goes back several days, acting as resistance, support, resistance. We also have this that it just came up above. This level here. It's kind of fighting with this level right here at 224. So that's good. So we're going to watch. We really want to be careful about this 225, 75-ish area. 226, just because it has been a significant price point here in the past. Last few days, so 225. Yeah. Cool. And we're going to go back here. Going to check our daily chart and then see, okay, why were those areas significant? And it looks like we have the closing price, the low of the day here, closing price, low of the day here. That's why that's significant. Let's go all the way back over here. 225, 75-ish. That kind of corresponds with this, but not quite. Boom, 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 boom. Hey, come on. That's what we want. Okay. So yeah, I mean, it's basically the bottom of this head and shoulders right here. So we have what we call the head and shoulders pattern on the daily chart. You have one shoulder. I'll zoom in a little bit here. We have a dip, a shoulder here, another dip to support. We have the head, which hits resistance from this candle here, from this previous price action here. Dips back down to support, rebounds, creates the right shoulder, and then trails down and ultimately dies. So what we're wanting it to do is to get above and remain above this support area. It would be nice if it could. Yeah, it definitely needs to stay above 221 if it's going to do anything at all. But I would prefer it stay above this 224 area right here and possibly move above here. That would be really nice. So we'll keep that on watch. I didn't realize how. I did not realize how difficult it was to do live streaming until I started doing this. Like, if you want to be interactive, if you want to be, um, I guess, not entirely boring, which, that's what we do here at Dad Bod Trading. We're just kind of boring. But it's hard to talk for a whole hour and 15 minutes and try to have useful information instead of just talking about the weather or something. So, coffee is so good. So I have a newfound respect for people who live stream anything above about 20 minutes because it's kind of like, okay, you just keep talking and talking and talking, and you don't want to be repetitive. And you want to have interesting and, especially with this, educational things to say. And you definitely don't want to say too much, which I do, but, that's okay. What else would you expect from a channel that's called Dad Bod Trading, We've got it all. Cool. Let's go back to our scan. Reggie. R-E-G-I. What's this doing? Oh, this has been horrible. Look at that long-term chart. Oh, my word. That's horrific. And it's bumping up against the low here. So, we have a channel there. We have a channel here. Channels are very, this is what you want to see if you are actively following and trading something, You want to find the channels, and you want to find where those channels are going to break down to. And outside of those channels is where you make money. Yeah, I guess technically. So, you find channels that the stock trades in, and then when it breaks down out of that channel, that's where you get into a position. So, like, we would have shorted it here, taken profits at the bottom of this channel here, And then it created another channel. I guess you could say that you could short it the next day and keep on going, but then you might have a day like this where it jacks up, or it gaps up here. Anyway, so then again, you wait until the break of that channel and short it when it gets below it, or above it for that matter. In this case, you could have gone long here, but channels are where you make money, so that's why we're always kind of looking for a channel. So let's go ahead and take a look at the SPY. Yeah, we're going to take a look at the SPY here. Channel here that it broke out of. And then we have another little channel here, broke down from. And then 2-day channel there. Broke down from there. Somebody mentioned, what is this? Palo Alto. Okay. Don't know what this is or what it's about. Interesting chart. Lots of range. Horrible option spread. So if you look on the bottom center of the screen here, this is what we call the option chain, and this is the bid, and this is the ask, as you can see up above here. Can you? Yeah, should be able to, yeah. So you have the 2 lines here on the left and 2 on the right. So on the left you have the calls. That's where you make money going with the prices going up. And on the right you have the puts. You buy those if the price is going down. You can make money as the price is going down. So, but the difference between the bid and the ask. So the bid is what somebody is bidding. The bid that somebody has entered in order to buy a contract, an options contract. And the ask is what people are asking for when they're selling it. So people are in possession of these contracts, and this person's saying, you know, I'm willing to sell this contract to you for $1,200. And this person is saying, well, I'm not willing to purchase it for that much, so I'm offering you $950. And it's kind of a bidding war that goes on. So the difference between those two is what we call the spread. When the spread is really, really high, if it's not very close, then you run into trouble, because the quickest way to buy this contract is just to buy it for the full asking price, $1,240. Great. But the quickest way to sell it is to sell it to one of these guys that's willing to buy for $1,030. So if you just bought it for $1,240 and then all of a sudden you need to get out of the trade, it didn't go right, you are instantly down $200 here. And that's what we don't want to do. That's just not good. So, okay. Market's about to open. I also want to check out one more. Yeah. Good old Home Depot. Oof. Bad earnings yesterday, apparently. Lowers price target. So I agree with this one person that said that if we have, you know, anything below 318 is probably going to be bearish, especially if it breaks the previous day's close. But there very well could be a retracement because it was such a hard sell-off. I mean, you have, that was a good, you know, 30, yeah, I mean, a good 10% sell-off in one day. That's pretty significant. So we might see a little bit of a rebound back up to, you know, 40 to 50% of the previous day's drop. So, you know, we'd be looking at maybe the 330 area. And That's the bell. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. See what happens. We have a nice little dip on Roku. Went red on the day. Tech stocks are jamming pretty hard. Nvidia, Facebook, Apple, they're all going pretty hog wild there. But the SPY is kind of fading. And this is why we wait just a little bit after the open. Don't want to be overly aggressive in this current market because terrible things can happen. You know, horrible, terrible things can happen in the blink of an eye. Alright, so looks like we are. Everything's dropping. AMD, Roku. Yeah. And Facebook is going yeet. Okay, Tesla. Very nice. Lowe's is kind of fading. So let's get ready to do an order on Lowe's. Oh, the options aren't open yet. Man. Well, that's okay. There they go. Now they're open. Let's see what kind of craziness that lends itself to. Let's watch this 221 area. And the spread's really bad. Like, this is something that you'll see when the market first opens up and you can get the options. The options start going. The spread's just horrible. It's a $65 spread right there. So instantaneously, you are down $65. That's starting to, after they mature for a little bit and the contracts have some time to even out, then you might be able to get a better spread, So I'm having a feeling that a buy off of that 221 area going long was probably would have been a good call. We'll see. I don't have too much faith in this market right now as far as like breakdowns, breakouts, and all that good stuff. So we'll see. Yeah, okay, there goes AMD. Okay, so AMD, we're looking at a pretty nice little H pattern here. You have the stem here, the hump of the H. Good entry would have been, excuse me, right in here. Roku is kind of the same way. Yeah. Oh, that bounced the red to green line. Oh, that would have been nice. I'm seeing a lot of red. Okay, Nvidia just broke. Not quite. I almost feel like shorting. Almost feel like shorting the. I almost feel like shorting SPY here. Do 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 do. How's everything else doing here? Let's give it some time here. See if it can find its footing. And Tesla is looking really good. It's tantalizing. It's just kind of hanging out. Excuse me. Boom, 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 boom. Netflix is breaking out. That's nice. I'll give a much needed pump to the rest of the NASDAQ. Beautiful. I'm still thinking that Roku could be a decent short here, but the spread's pretty nasty. Alright, sorry about that. So let me see here. Do. So yeah, looks like Roku would have been a good short. Oh, let's see here. Sorry, I was distracted there. Trying to figure out a few things. Unfortunately, I do have to think I have to go here for just a minute to deal with the heating and air guy that's here. I think he's at the wrong house, so I will. And we're back. So, yeah. Heating and air guy showed up and asked if our furnace was out, which it's not. So I guess he was at the wrong house. So yes, Roku would have been a good short. Yes. Hooray, I was right. Woohoo. It looks like the SPY is setting up to consolidate here for a little bit. Q's is rebounding just a little bit. So yeah, we're looking at probably a fair amount of consolidation. So yeah. So Roku would have been a nice little trade there, you know. Everything's choppy. Nice and choppy. And let's see here. Patrick, I think you're watching. I should get your little stock up here so that you can see it. There we are. Bring it up here. Here's your little stock, bud. And there it is. Okay, so let's see, SPY. I'm definitely liking this for a breakout or a breakdown, whichever comes first. Tesla's dropping. Apple's dropping. Yeah, it's kind of a bloodbath. What's Lowe's doing? Oh, okay. So yeah, little dip buy off of 221. That would have been a nice trade. Okay, so like we talked about in pre-market, it bumped up against the bottom of this channel here, the 225.69 or 75-ish, somewhere around there. And that's the bottom of this channel, basically the support of the Head and Shoulders. So what we're wanting it to do is to break out above that. And if it can do that, it'd be marvelous. Tesla would have been a nice short. The spread is not ideal on this, but I think it could work. If the rest of the market can just could just believe, that would be amazing. Apple just broke support. Netflix is priming itself for a drop. So I think we're going to take a look at this. I'm going to get in Netflix, paper trade, 380, strike price, 80, put, 380, and what was it at? It was at, I think it was 680, I believe, when I was going to get it. Okay, and our goal is going to be to take profits at around 379. So there we go. That would have been a nice little trade. Make a quick little $65 there. Or about 10%. So that's good. We'll take that. Everything else is dropping, which is fine. Man, Tesla would have been amazing. Would have been fantastic. Wow. I wish I would have, yeah, I wish I would have. I'm not so much in the habit of looking at Tesla to trade it because normally I'm not paper trading. Since I'm paper trading, I can trade whatever price I want to, just trade the pattern. But this would have been probably would have done. Yeah, here's the H. There's the H pattern right there. Probably would have tried to buy the reclaim of 826 here. Let me see what that would have been. Well, it would have been really good. That's what it would have been. It would have been really good. Nice. All right, cool. But we did have a really good trade there on Netflix. We were patient and we waited and we got rewarded. So, woohoo. More than likely, we're going to get some more mileage out of Netflix, but I'm glad I got out with a quick little profit there. We held to our plan. So the reason why I said 379 was when it tried to rebound here around 379-ish, it got pushed back. And then it broke out once it got above there. So that to me tells me that 379 was, support for something there. And yeah, we're definitely getting more mileage out of it, but it was a decent little trade there, 10%. I always have to talk myself into convince myself that taking profits early, safe profits, was the best idea. Especially if I get a little bit of FOMO over it doing stuff like this, where I'm like, okay, I could be making an extra, $40 here, or an extra 5%. So. Market's definitely not looking very healthy. Looks like I was right about SPY, waiting for that breakdown or the breakout of the channel that it created here. So that's nice. Wish I would have taken advantage of it, but, can only trade so many things at a time. Now what I want to do is so in the news, looks like we have more Russia stuff. The news. Just kind of going through the headlines. You know, this is one time when I kind of miss the stocks to trade, um, the stocks to trade program. That was awesome because they had a live news scanner that was always scanning the news, and it would blip these little like uh, numbers, like these little conversation blips or newspaper blips on the chart, like down below here, when there would be major news stories that would break. And so you would see this major news story here, bloop, and then all of a sudden, wham, the price would be going down, and you'd kind of hover over that, and it would tell you basically what made the market move. And that was really awesome. It's just expensive. You know, they charge a monthly fee, and there's Tesla still going at it. My word. Oh, come on. Let's do this. Wow. Yeah, man. This would have been a very lucrative. Yeah, wow. Beautiful, beautiful. Mm, Everything's kind of rebounding, except for Tesla. Poor Tesla. It's okay. Bum ba dum bum ba dum ba dum bum. There's a little bit of a bounce. So again, it is finding a little bit of support here at 810, which just so happened to be resistance here yesterday, midday. You have to be careful though, because just because something was resistance doesn't mean that it's going to be support. So it did find a little bit of support here at this level, at the peaks from yesterday, but crashed right back down through it. And you know, it might do the same thing with this here, but I'm just pointing it out that these could potentially be areas of major support. You don't know. And so if you're, riding this down, it might be good to take partial profits when it hits these peaks from yesterday. Might be a good entry when it rebounds a little bit off of those. So, like, here we go again. Crashed right through there. Mm, wow. That's gorgeous. So, I want to know, how much would I have made if I had. No, I don't want that. I want that to go over here. If I would have taken advantage of this H pattern, what would I have made? So H patterns right here. We have our nice little, the stem of the H. There's the hump. Entry would have been around here. That's 846. 846. So would have been able to purchase that for about 1,500 bucks. And right now it's valued at, I could sell it at about 2150. So 600 some bucks. Um it's about a 35% gain there. That's nice. Man. Very, very nice. Again, it's more choppy, but you can see it. Here's the H pattern. Right there. And all an H pattern is just like a drop in price. People try to dip by it, and then they get scared out of it when it doesn't rebound right away, and then it creates a whole bunch of selling pressure as they get stopped out. And then the people going short, of course, load up on their positions. So Roku still giving some good stuff. Tesla is still giving good stuff. This is one of those days that I wish I was actually trading, not trading like paper trading, but actually trading. Would be beautiful. Man, AMD is really crashing too. AMD's looking pretty delicious there. Let's see here. Wow. Go for it, Tesla. What a sell-off. It's not like it's the biggest sell-off day. Not yet, anyway. But it's just straight down. Straight down. It just does not care at all. Looking at here. I think the Q's is at support from yesterday, I believe. Yeah. Yesterday's close. Yep. My word, Tesla is just so nice. Look at that. It's beautiful. Beautiful. You know, if you were being really aggressive with this, I guess you could have shorted it on this third candle here. Right there. The high of the day. That would have been pretty aggressive, but it would have worked. That doesn't work every day, so, you know, better safe than sorry. Well, I believe that most of the opportunities have gone, for me anyway. We had a nice trade there. Made a nice little 10% on our Netflix put. We were in at 680 and sold out at 745. Yeah, if I would have held it, that same, let's see, is that, no, Netflix. I'm on Roku. If we would have held it, yeah, we could have made, what is this here? 380. Yeah, we could have made about $300 some if we would have held it this whole time. We would have gotten back in here at this 79 break. But hey, I'm glad for any profits we can make. So I'm going to shut this operation down, and I'm going to go to work and to the bitter cold because it's well below freezing out there. I'm working outside, so yeah, not the greatest situation. But anyway, that's what we do for money. So thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for being here, keeping me company as I try to figure out this trading thing. And hope you can have a wonderful, amazing day, that you can stay safe, stay warm. And thank you for joining me. We'll see you tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock sharp again. And I will see ya then.